Hello folks, this is Dr. Russ Wallers, your Marketing 300 online professor in the Miller College of Business's Department of Marketing and Management. Within the general area of promotion, we recently overviewed the field of professional selling. This video installment extends our coverage of promotion and focuses specifically on three of the remaining areas: advertising, public relations and publicity, and sales promotion. Some of the key issues covered in this overview include the role of advertising, public relations and publicity, and sales promotion in the integrated marketing communication mix, the importance of understanding that the firm's marketing objectives shape the promotional objectives, an overview of advertising media alternatives and the importance of matching the media strategy with the firm's target audience, the role of advertising agencies, the role of public relations and publicity as a promotional tool having high credibility, sales promotion and its use in accomplishing short-term marketing objectives, and finally some legal issues relating to unfair and deceptive promotional practices. You may recall that we earlier talked about the four major promotional mix elements: personal selling, advertising, publicity, and sales promotion, and how the relative importance of each tool may differ depending on the marketing situation. Here's a graphic illustrating how ad spending as a percent of sales varies significantly across different types of product categories. Note that the reliance on advertising for industrial goods such as petroleum refining equipment is minimal, in this case less than 1% of sales. Further, for consumer goods, advertising's role is proportionately much higher, almost 10% for soaps and detergents and over 20% for cosmetics. In general, within the overall promotional budget, for business and industrial goods, you will find that a much higher budget percent goes toward personal selling and much less weight is assigned to advertising. Likewise, for consumer goods, a much higher proportionate weight will normally be placed on advertising and less on personal selling activities. For instance, for a business good such as petroleum refining equipment, we'd expect the promotional emphasis to be placed in personal selling, since this is a highly technical product category, even though some baseline, smaller level of advertising will be in the promotional mix. In contrast, consumer goods product categories such as detergents and cosmetics, because of the nature of these products and the large number and dispersion of the market, require heavy advertising. Regarding the establishment of promotional objectives, the marketing objectives should determine the specific promotional objectives. For instance, let's assume that a marketing objective might call for achieving a specified level of market share, let's say 15%. The associated advertising objective, which is much more communications oriented, might be to achieve a specific level of brand awareness or perhaps brand preference, felt to be a determinant of the marketing goal. Here's a graphic that illustrates some possible advertising objectives that the promotional manager might establish to achieve some selected set of more general marketing goals. In general, note that whenever you establish an objective, whether it's a marketing or promotional objective, a good objective should be stated in quantifiable terms, in other words measurable, and linked to a time frame in which actual performance may be compared to the goal. For instance, an advertising objective might be to increase brand awareness 5% over the next 6 months, for instance. This goal is measurable and associated with a time frame over which the intended results are aimed. Here's a graphic illustrating examples of promotional objectives and implementation strategies. Be sure to review this material carefully in your reading assignment. Depending on the specific advertising objectives, there are various types of advertising that might be appropriate. As shown here, most advertising is either institutional or corporate related or product related. Institutional advertising tends to be corporate image building in orientation. An example might be Ford, where quality matters, which is general image building in its appeal. Product advertising focuses on the product or brand itself and is aimed at stimulating selective demand. This type of ad approach tends to be extremely competitive at times. An example might be a Ford ad touting the specific benefits and comparative advantages of a specific brand, such as the Mustang. In the area of advertising, selecting a strategically advantageous media strategy is an important issue. Media mix decisions should be based on achieving the promotional objectives, reaching the desired target customers given their demographics and media habits, budget considerations, recognizing that media costs vary widely, and also the nature of each specific media. Here are examples of some major media alternatives. Note that the television medium leads the way in terms of expenditures, followed by direct mail, newspapers, and the internet, which is also growing in importance. In reviewing this material, note the relative advantages and disadvantages of each media alternative. In reality, a firm's media mix may employ several media with reliance on one over the others, depending upon the situation. The marketer often employs the services of an outside advertising agency for help with a variety of promotional work. Agencies are outside firms which are compensated for their work based on either an agreed-upon fee, a media commission, a performance bonus, or some combination. Be sure to read over this section of your assignment carefully. Here are some examples of the larger full-service ad agencies. In addition to this partial list, there are many small specialized agencies that can be used for specific work. One of the problems often plaguing advertising is credibility, in that the potential customer knows that when a marketer runs an ad, the firm is paying a medium to transmit a biased message. Consumers understand this and often discount the message accordingly. However, as a promotional tool, publicity often exhibits very high levels of marketplace credibility, since the customer generally understands that there is no media payment involved. Here's a list showing alternative communication sources used by consumers ranked in order of decreasing trust. Note that word of mouth scores the highest in trust, followed by various types of managed public relations efforts, including publicity. Note also that advertising scores the lowest in trust within this list. Regarding publicity, there are two general routes through which consumers obtain public relations generated communications: through conventional and trade press media, and alternatively through search, pass along, and experience. A wide variety of publicity opportunities exist for the marketing manager. Here's a breakdown of various types of publicity that are appropriate for different types of promotional objectives. Sales promotion, the fourth type of promotional tool, is frequently used to induce a short-term, immediate effect on sales. One of the desirable characteristics of sales promotion is that its effects are much often more readily measured than is the case with advertising, because sales promotion programs are generally targeted to an identifiable time frame. That means that sales promotion's ROI is more apparent to the marketing manager and thus more desirable. Here's an example of three types of sales promotion effects. Example 1 shows sales promotion causing a temporary increase in sales, followed by a decrease and return to normal levels. This often happens when a sales promotion causes existing customers to stock up. Example 2 shows a temporary sales increase and then a return to normal after the promotion ends. Example 3 shows a sales increase which appears to remain at this higher level after the promotion ends. This may be a promotion that permanently attracts new customers and is therefore very desirable. A final issue in our weekly reading material concerns unfair and deceptive advertising. In short, various government agencies, notably the Federal Trade Commission, have the power to define what constitutes deceptive advertising practice. These standards are always evolving, and the marketer must keep up with this legal issue. The Wheeler-Lee Amendment to the FTC Act is the one piece of federal legislation most closely involved with the regulation of unfair and deceptive advertising. This pretty much wraps up our overview of advertising, publicity, and sales promotion. Make sure that you review the key terms at the end of your reading material in preparation for your upcoming exams. This is a great way to review. Be careful out there, and see you again online soon. Thank you.